On an X, formerly known as Twitter, is grappling with a massive global outage, leaving thousands of users unable to access the platform. Elon Musk, the owner of X, claims the disruption is caused by a coordinated cyber attack. He speculates that the attack may have originated from the Ukrainian region, raising concerns about possible state-sponsored involvement. However, the pro-Palestinian hacktivist group Dark Storm Team have stepped forward, claiming responsibility for the attack. They strongly deny Musk's claim of Ukrainian involvement and accuse him of spreading misinformation. The group has issued a warning threatening to carry out further attacks on both X and Tesla unless Musk presents credible evidence to support his allegations. The incident has sparked significant controversy, with cybersecurity experts divided on the actual origin and motive behind the attack. X's technical teams are working around the clock to mitigate the damage and restore the platform's functionality. Meanwhile, users worldwide are expressing frustration over the prolonged outage and lack of clear updates. Well, joining us to discuss this topic is Suresh Goel, a former diplomat who's joining us from New Delhi. Suresh Goel, thank you very much for your time. Musk chose to point the finger at Ukraine early on following the attack. How do you think this could impact US-Ukrainian relations amid such uncertainty?
Well, I would say that if Musk did blame Ukraine for those attacks, those cyber attacks on Meta, it was intentionally done, clearly. Musk is very close to Donald Trump, the president of the USA, and the intention really would have been to put pressure on Zelensky and to put pressure on Ukraine to essentially show leeway and to show some accommodation in the evolving metrics of conversations between USA, Ukraine, and Ukraine and Russia. On the other hand, the talks are going on in Saudi Arabia. So obviously that would have been the intention. However, nowadays, the way things are, it's very, very difficult for anyone to say with any confidence as to who it could have been. It could have been the Palestinian organization. It could have been Houthis. It could have been Iran. It could have been anyone, really speaking. And I don't think that even a cyber expert would be able to say with any great degree of confidence as to who is behind these cyber attacks. And this can merely, at the best, be a guesswork, a plausible guesswork, but only an assessment. And we will have to leave it there on the assumption that because Ukraine has a lot to gain by these attacks, so they could have been involved, but so did Hamas, so did Iran, so did Houthis. So let us see.
Well, one group who says they have done it is the Dark Storm Team. They have claimed responsibility and they've threatened Elon Musk over his disinformation. Do you agree, firstly, with this rhetoric and the way they've gone about it? But do you think also that they will actually target Elon Musk moving forward, or this is just potentially a scaremongering tactic, politically motivated?
You see, the way cyberspace has evolved, particularly over the last 1 decade, anybody with some knowledge of how the IoT works, how the space works, will be able to engage in attacks. And therefore, I don't think there is, I can read that only as a mere rhetoric. They could very well be behind it, and they could very well attack the meta space further, really. But as I said, unless you are able to neutralize those attacks, and that is not difficult to do again, I'm sure Musk's team will be able to build sufficient firewalls, but that is the best that can be done to ensure at least temporary security of the meta space against those attacks. And then for some time there will be security. But you cannot rule out anything in this case.
Yes, absolutely. And sticking with Elon Musk, of course, you've mentioned his connection to Donald Trump already, the world's richest man, owner of X, CEO of Tesla. Does this show that he does have a weakness, and potentially targeting him and his businesses and his social media platform is a way to get through to him?
I would definitely agree with that, really. He's a very ambitious man. He has built up this huge empire. And I think along the way, it is natural that he must have made several enemies. There are various people who are after him, even within the USA, not just outside the USA. Therefore, there would be somebody out to really do damage to him. But difficult to define who it can be. Only thing that can be done is to protect your empire against those attacks to the best possible, really. Nothing beyond that. And that is the tragedy, and that is the power of the cyber attack.
Yes, and linking it back to Donald Trump, do you think this in any way impacts Trump? Of course, Trump's words on Ukraine, Trump's actions against Zelensky, his clash with Zelensky in the White House. Do you think that Musk pointing the finger could have ramifications on Trump and the US efforts for peace in Russia and Ukraine?
I think I have found Donald Trump to be an extremely clever person. He knows how to use various things. And I don't think that Musk raising a finger against anyone, either Ukraine or the Palestinians, I don't think that is going to really make any difference to calculations of President Donald Trump. And whether in the case of Ukraine or in the case of Gaza, his objectives and the way his strategy is going to remain unchanged.
Suresh Goel, thank you very much for your time and your insight.